everybody. We're here today to talk about the ZAYIN, which is the 7th letter of the alphabet. This is the time when you go and get your art supplies so that you too can draw the ZAYIN. And I'll start showing you, well, turn the video off or pause it, and then you can turn it back on. And so when the video is off, I'd like you to draw your version of ZAYIN. Here's one of mine. That's a ZAYIN. Oops. And here's one. It's hard to see it because there's so much else. I love that one though. It's so pretty. And here's a ZAYIN with some shadow ZAYINs behind him. And this was the first ZAYIN that I drew and painted. And I love this one because it's so colorful. There's just a bunch of ZAYINs there. And here is a big one. And the ZAYINs are in a circle protecting all the other letters, because that's their job. So the ZAYIN is the 7th letter in the alphabet. It means sword, ornament, and sustain. And it is one of the, here's another one too, Shat, Naz, Gaz letters. So Shin, Ayin, Tet, Nun, Zayin, and Gimel, Sadi. Those are the Shat, Naz, Gaz. And those are the only letters that they can put the crowns on. And you see it when you see the Torah scroll, they're written on the top. So anyway, they're very pretty. They're 3 ZAYINs put together, so they look kind of like that, top of the letter. And they're really very pretty, and there's a wonderful story in Talmud and Menachot 29a or b that talks about this story about God. Moses ascends to heaven. He does that a lot. And anyway, he can go back and forth apparently. And he sees God affixing all these tagin, those little crowns made up of 3 ZAYINs, onto the heads of the Shat, Naz, Gaz letters. That's really very cute. And the Zohar reminds us that the ZAYIN has the important role of being the first letter in Zohar, which means light, which is a body of Kabbalistic work that was attributed to Simeon Bar Yochai in the 1st century and was actually written by Moses de Leon in the 13th century. And it is quite a wonderful body of Kabbalistic work. And then the Zohar, oh yes, and still they also remind us that that it's Mirot. It's the first letter in Mirot, meaning song. And song is supposed to cut through, good with the sword, okay? To cut through the barriers between us and God. I just think that's really neat. And also that Zachar, remember, is the commandment. Remember remember the Sabbath. So, for all those reasons, the ZAYIN is really a special letter. And now we're going to do a meditation. I'd have to tell you, when I started meditating, I would sit in the beit, as I told you before, because that was the safest place for me. And then I would meditate in the beit. I would imagine myself in the beit, and then I would meditate from that spot in my head. And also, I used to put the ZAYINs all the way around because they were supposed to protect me. I must have had, this is 30 years ago, so I must have had a ton of fear at that time. Anyway, so we'll see what comes up now. So I want you to get comfortable and close your eyes. And think about the ZAYIN you drew and colored, hopefully. And just picture it in your mind. My ZAYIN is green. I don't think I've ever painted a green sign, except in that one painting with all the different colors on one side, and then the other side are all these trees. And then there's a field. A field of trees and grass, and in the distance, a field of wheat. And the wheat, when the wind blows, just goes back and forth so gracefully. And the trees, the leaves are copying kind of the wheat and rustling in the trees, going back and forth. Oh, and there are flowers too. I missed the flowers. The flowers behind the ZAYIN are all different colors, red and blue and magenta and yellow and orange. Every color you can think of. And they're also weaving back and forth. I never had a meditation like that before with the ZAYIN. So this is a new experience for me. So you can stay there with the ZAYIN, or the grass, or the trees, or the wheat, or the flowers. And we'll just take a minute or two before you have to come back. So if you could now wiggle your toes and think about coming back to the room that you're in. Sometimes I stretch my neck out, move my arms up and down. You know, when you do this on your own, you can just stay there as long as you want. Usually I recommend 5 minutes meditation. That's all you really need to do is 5 minutes. Okay, so you're back in this room, and I've tried everything to put the information about the letters underneath in YouTube, but there's a limit on how much I can put there. So I refer you to either my website, HebrewLetters.com, the link is below, or to JewishMeditationandPracticalSpirituality. That link is also there. You want to go to the Facebook page, not to my actual website. And you can see more about the ZAYIN. And thank you for listening. I really appreciate it. Until we talk about the Chet next week.